Despite a lot of injuries and problems, especially at the quarterback position, Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers have extended his streak of 17 straight seasons without a losing record. But that does not mean that they are drama-free, and it also does not mean they're secured a playoff spot. They have a lot of work to do to get there, and they need a decent amount of help. And there seems to be a big controversy brewing in Pittsburgh. We know after Kenny Pickett went down, got injured, they brought in Mitch Trubisky. That didn't work. Mason Rudolph eventually came in as well. And Mason Rudolph has looked damn good in his time as the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback. And now Mike Tomlin, despite Kenny Pickett being healthy and ready to go, is sticking with Mason Rudolph. Steelers' Mason Rudolph gets Week 18 starting nod despite Kenny Pickett's return to health. It's Mason Rudolph again for the Steelers. And there were some strange things that went on last week in their win because it looked like Kenny Pickett, they didn't know if he was going to be able to go or not. Eventually, he was medically cleared. He was medically cleared to play, but not only did he not start, he wasn't even the backup quarterback for some strange reason, and people didn't really know why that happened. Then this rumor started to come out. Rumors swirled that Kenny Pickett refused to back up Mason Rudolph in Week 17. Essentially a rumor that stated Kenny Pickett was upset that he wasn't starting and he just refused to dress. He thought that if he was healthy, if he was medically cleared, that he would be the starter, but that did not happen. Mike Tomlin came out and gave some excuses about, well, he didn't have enough reps. That's why I didn't feel secure. But this is a dude who's started the past 2 years. This is a guy who did have some practice time during the week as well. That didn't seem to make sense. Well, now Kenny Pickett has responded to these reports. He's calling them fake. He's saying it's bullshit. How could I ever possibly do that? Let's listen to Kenny Pickett denying this report. And when you look at people are very split on this. A lot of people feel like that probably is something that happened, that he was upset and decided himself not to dress instead of him getting medically cleared to play, yet still somehow just not dressing for Week 17. That made no sense at all. Let's listen to what Kenny Pickett had to say.
I saw reports out there that I feel like we're attacking, my character and how I am as a person, not even getting into a player standpoint of it. There was no talk of me being a backup quarterback this week in terms of being a 2. If I was healthy enough to play and the trainers and coaches felt like I would look good enough to play, I was going to start and play. If they believed that I was not, which they believed I was not going to dress and suit up for the game. So whoever reported that, I don't know where it started.
It should be noted, though, that he did get medically cleared and he didn't start. So where is that at? He was medically cleared to play in this game, but he did not start. So there is a disconnect based on what Kenny Pickett is saying, other than what the reality is.
It's kind of crazy what people will write and put out there to try to, prove their point or help their standpoint or their careers and what you guys do. But disappointing to see that without any proof or basis of it. So this week I'm now the 2. They feel good 4 weeks out of the surgery for me to dress and be the 2. So I will be the 2 and do what I have to do to be ready to go for Baltimore. So if there's any other questions about that, I feel like I answered it pretty good there. If there's anything else, is there any Baltimore questions that we get on to Baltimore?
So certainly not an easy situation to be in when you lose your starting job, maybe because you were injured. Mason Rudolph gets a chance that he probably wouldn't have gotten otherwise, and he comes in and plays really fucking well. We've seen Mason Rudolph have moments for this Pittsburgh Steelers team over the past couple of years. He's looked pretty damn good the past few weeks, and they need this win against the Baltimore Ravens. I would be shocked if the Ravens play all their guys, but even if they do beat the Ravens, they still need some help from some other teams to make this happen. You knew there was going to be some drama with them deciding to go with the hot-handed Mason Rudolph instead of the guy who started for them the past couple years in Kenny Pickett. But if these rumors are to be believed, there was more than just the typical, disappointment that maybe Kenny Pickett was out there. Maybe he did refuse to dress because something does not quite make sense, especially Mike Tomlin's explanation of why Kenny Pickett didn't dress as the backup quarterback despite being cleared. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comment section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.